Next up, we have Third Avenue Extended Mix by Sound Solar, featured in Geometry Dash is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. More on those things at the end. Disclaimers for this video showing on your screen right now, so pause them if you want to read them. Otherwise, let's go ahead and do this. Third Avenue. Let's go. Okay, so the first few moments we have our initial beat. That was a lot more than... that took a lot longer than I was expecting. Usually when you introduce a beat, you don't want to repeat it as much unless the upcoming loops are going to have something that substantiates them. So, extended mix. We will see what that means, because it's either going to be an extended composition, or it's just going to take longer for it to do the same things. I did hear a little bit of an effect here. Let's see where it goes. Okay, so now we come ahead and introduce a rhythmic motif. So, a motif is the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. However, a motif is usually in the melody, because when you have music, you have three components. Let me actually bring paint for this. When you have music, you have three components. You have melody, you have harmony, and you have rhythm. And usually your motif is going to be in the melody. However, in this case, we are doing a rhythmic motif, which is simply an established rhythm. It's an established rhythm. There's no official or there's no clear melody for this, and rhythmic. Oh, Jesus Christ! I can type. I promise. So rhythmic. Yeah. It's Monday. So rhythmic motif, and we have this going on with a snare drum giving us our thing. It's not that unusual to have rhythmic motifs. They're just a little bit more difficult to implement in the music. However, in this case, it looks like we are doing a layer bass type of thing, where we are slowly introducing new elements before changing everything else. Here's the necessary effects. Again, is on humble repeat. Now we'll see. So yes, for example, one of the most famous rhythmic motifs of the current generation, of course, being... I didn't need to do the repetition. You know which one it is, which is a super simple rhythmic motif. However, everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. And let's see where it goes, because then we did have another synth at the top giving us kind of like a reverse build-up, because usually when you have music, you're doing one of two things, right? You're building tension, or you are resolving that tension. Point in the middle we call a cadence. However, when it comes to electronic music, usually you will have a synth that is going upwards to build towards that tension and bring this. However, this time we were having one that was going downwards, so we are going to see where this goes. Listen out in the bass. Ooh. Okay, that was cool. That was cool. So we bring in a break to give us a rhythmic cadence. In order for you to have a rhythmic cadence, because usually cadence is going to be... Oh, by the way, not really an upgrade, but I finally bothered in plugging in my piano. So, I mean, it's not a real piano, it's an emulated piano. I have a keyboard here. So when it comes to a cadence, usually that is going to be in the harmony, that's going to be in the chords. So one of the more common cadences you're gonna have is something that is gonna sound... that is just going to bring you back towards where you came from. However, in this case, we mostly just have a rhythm. So in order to be able to bring cadence to a rhythm, you need to change things around, usually with what is called a fill. And a fill is going to be some sort of change in the rhythm. In this case, we went for the most straightforward thing. So we go back a step back to the concept of rhythm, because, melody, harmony, rhythm. Rhythm is the use of time. Time being when things happen, how fast things happen, etc., etc. And it all gets subdivided into bars or measures. And these bars or measures are then going to be determined by a time signature. Your time signature is then going to be made out of two numbers. Upper number and lower number. How did it win? Well, good point. So the upper number is going to be the number of beats that you're going to have in a bar. The lower number is going to be the type of beat. By the way, bars and measures mean it's the exact same concept. It's the exact same thing. So, in English, it's pretty easy to remember these concepts. These ones, whole notes are denoted by number 1. Half notes by number 2, quarter notes by number 4, eighth notes by number 8, 16th notes by number 16, so on and so forth. So in a 4/4 bar, you're going to have 4 quarter notes being your bass rhythm, which you are then going to count the quarter notes as your bass rhythm. So you count 1, 2, 3, and 4. Simple as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we had in the rhythm going on over here is that we had a little bit of syncopation in most of the rhythms that we had. Syncopation being when something goes against the expected rhythm. In this case, being the 4/4 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything that hits along with the 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything that hits is called on beat. Anything that doesn't is called syncopation, or syncopated, or off beat. And in that case, you can just make up a bunch of stuff. So with the bass beats of this piece being done in a syncopated fashion, how do we bring a fill? We just count the beats. We go from boom, 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 boom. We go for this really, really different, almost unstable rhythm to then just the beat, the cadence, the rhythmic cadence, the fill being just going back to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we bring the next part. So the Demonic Piggy, AI video maker, and True Super Ninja, welcome today. How y'all doing? So yeah, a very straightforward way of bringing in the new section. And of course now, once we reach the new section, we bring in the bass, which sounds to be side-chained. Side-chaining being when the drums hit, whatever's being side-chained gets turned down. I see two types of side-chaining. The gradual, which is like you turn down the knob and then back on, and then the on-off, like the binary type. So yeah, let's see where it goes. So now we have the bass included. We lost the snare, rhythmic motif. So now we just have the bass. Okay. Oh, there's a snare, there's a snare. All right, so now we're having, I love this. So we go from having the bass doing a single note, which, considering the sidechain, it could be either a pedal note that is being sidechained, or it could be an ostinato. Ostinato means that you're repeating it. Because technically, if you have a pedal note, that just means you're holding down the note, and the sidechaining being the effect put on top of it, would then mean the note is still being hit from the beginning. It's just that the sidechain gives it the illusion of it not being hit. Unless the sidechain means that there's a new hit of this, in which case it's an ostinato. I'm gonna say it's a pedal note with the sidechaining. So yeah. And now we're having the synth going upwards for the tension, for the build-up. Let's see where it goes. Oh yeah, and we went from one note in the bass to two notes in the bass, which gives you a which is an important thing, because it technically gives you a change in your harmonic rhythm. So, harmonic rhythm being one of the more difficult parts. As I said, melody, harmony, rhythm. Harmony being the most extrapolated and layers of meta that you can get in music. Because harmony is what chords you use, what scales you use, what chords you get out of your scales, what scales you get out of your chords, the relationship between them, and you can just keep extrapolating. And one of the concepts is the concept of harmonic rhythm. Harmonic rhythm is how fast or how slow your chords change. In this case, we are using a single note in the bass. I don't even know which note it is. But in this case, let me give you an example, right? So let's say we have some 4/4 bars, and we're going to have 4 bars, and there we go. So we have 4 bars of 4/4, and we have, let's say, our chord number 1, let's say it's C major, which is this chord over here. And then we're going to have 4 bars of repetition, and then after 4 bars, we're going to be changing. Let's say we have C major being repeated at the start of every bar until we have this. By the way, the start of every bar would be called the downbeat, right? So in this example, let's say we have C, and then after 4 bars, we're going to go to D minor, which would be chord number 2, then to G major, and then back to C. So Hidden, welcome to play Minecraft with your friends. Sounds good. Have a good. Enjoy. So, we're gonna be doing. So yeah. So here we have C major. Here we have D minor, and here we have G major, which then goes back to C major. So let's see. We have this example, right? So we're gonna do a 12 bar thing. So we're going 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Then we switch to D. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Then to G. So you can feel the harmonic rhythm there is really slow. Even if we are still playing the same chord, the harmonic rhythm is painfully slow. So a way, once you say, okay, let's just not do it every 4 bars, how about we do it every 2 bars instead? So we go ahead and we play from C 2 bars, then D 2 bars, or let's do something even better. We speed the harmonic rhythm, so let's do this one, right? So now instead of going every 4 bars, now we go every 2 bars. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Now the harmonic rhythm has sped up. And if we then add the G chord at the end for the final cadence, it's going to speed up even more. Because now our harmonic rhythm went... So if we go from the previous one, where it's 4 bars per measure, then 4 bars per chord, 4 bars per chord to 2 bars per chord to 1 bar per chord, it's going to be very different. Because we go... 4 bars. Let's do 4 bars to then this whole thing. So 4 bars of C major, then the 2 bars, 1 bar, 1 bar. So let's say 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. You're already sick of it. 1 2 3 4. Second time. The one on the screen. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1. So now you can feel how it speeds up. You can feel the harmonic rhythm speeding up. And yes, I started using the piano because a lot of the concepts I talk about, in theory, make a lot of, like, I can explain to you the theory, but when it comes to music, a lot of it you have to feel. And in order to feel it, you have to hear it. So... yeah, so now we have the speeding up of the harmonic rhythm, and in the case of the bass that we're having, we're going from 1 note to 1 note back to the first note. So it does change the harmonic rhythm. Even if we're only doing a bass line, it is still speeding up our harmonic rhythm and thus giving it a faster feeling to your music. So let's see where it goes. We have the synth still building up, and And off the ramp we go. Off the ramp being a colloquial term. Colloquial, let me spell it out for you. Colloquial term, which means there's no official academic term for this, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity. And off the ramp is what I call a specific type of transition. It's the type of transition that makes your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land. How do you do this? Remove the drums, maybe the bass as well. In this case, we removed the drums, and since the only other element we really had was the bass, we put the bass. We just leave the bass sidechained without the drums, which is an interesting thing to do because then the silence of the drums not longer being there ends up paradoxically being louder. So let's see where it goes. And we bring sidechained chords and a melody. We finally get a melodic motif now. We finally bring a melodic motif, and we bring some chords as well. All of them sidechained without the drums. Neat little trick over there. Neat little trick. It's just fun. Let's see where it goes. We repeat again. There's some percussion in the back, bringing in, and one more repetition it seems. We're still building towards the drop, okay. We changed the melody a little bit. And we use the same method as before, where we just bring back that very simple counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, except this time we do it twice as fast. We only do 2 beats. We drop the beat. Now we bring in the drums, and now the side chaining makes sense. Let me go back a couple of seconds to hear this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. We bring back the original beat. And it seems the bass and the background chords are sidechained, but I think the melody is no longer sidechained. This is cool. Oh no, it's still sidechained, yeah. Immediately off the round, immediate build-up. Alright. So this over here is called pitch bending, where you're just, instead of going through the individual notes, you start bending the pitch, because the way that things work in Western music. Let me bring the piano here. So you can see here we have our keys. We have our different keys, and between this note and this note, there are still some more frequencies in between. I don't know why it's not working. You can see the wheel moving. Basically, it's based on frequency. We tune our instrument to 440 hertz based on A. And after that, it's basically just the different notes. We split the scale into the chromatic scale, which is all black and white keys. In the keyboard, all 12 frets. However, there are going to be notes between the individual notes over here. There's going to be more pitches. That's the word I was looking for in my head. And what we're doing right now is, instead of going through the scale one note at a time, what we're doing here is we're just smoothing that surface and just going through the frequencies and the pitches instead of going up the scale. We're still going up the scale, we're just doing it in a more direct, smoother way. So let's see where it goes. And we're doing it to everything. Drop again. Ooh. Okay, I like this. So for the drop over here, we are using a little bit of rhythmic displacement. Rhythmic displacement, as you can hear, the first beat, there's not really anything. Rhythmic displacement is either pushing things forward or pulling things back so that you don't so that you have moments of either silence or unexpected, just syncopation, that kind of thing. So what are we doing? We are completely just allowing the bass drum with what sounds to be another bass synth, giving us that initial beat, and we just wait an entire beat before anything else happens. It's a really, really cool way of continuing. Let's see, Fred Fries, welcome today, and Classical PIP, welcome today, how you doing? Let's see. Mid records, nice, what you get? And Afton, welcome today, how you doing? Oh, it's really cool. We're doing variations, and we're doing variations on the bass that we were doing before. The bass that used to be 2 notes. What note is this? I don't have perfect pitch. I don't know what note this is. All right, so yeah, let's continue. And we're doing and we're adding some extra synths at the top with some extra rhythm. Nice. Off the beat we go. We bring a variation of the motif. Still sidechained. Oh, it's really cool. And we bring another synth, giving us chords which are not sidechained, while the rest. Oh, this is really cool. Nate, thank you for hanging out. Have a good one. All right, let's see where it goes. New version of the motif, higher up. Monster, welcome today. How you doing? Oh, and we bring in the synths, the other synths right away. Okay. Let's see. We bring out the old rhythm. We pull again the same trick as before. So when you're making this type of music, there is a risk to pulling off the same trick twice the same way. So having the same pitch bend build up, it is a risk. It is a risk, not because of this being wrong, but because of course, the phenomenon of diminishing returns. The more you do something the exact same way, the less impact it has every subsequent way. So, yeah, let's see where it goes. Lovely, Mr. Lovely. Are you gonna do it the same way? Exact same way. Okay. And we still have those. I like it. So in another way, we are having a call and response, which way, by the way, call and response. I forgot to say this on the first time it dropped. So call and response is when you're having a musical conversation, and you can hear it, right? We have the lower synths giving us the chords, and then we have the beeps at the top. In response, one starts, when it ends, the other one starts, when it ends, the other one starts, back and forth, call and response kind of thing, and we're doing that as a drop. I like the drop. Let's see where it goes. Ready to see? We're going, hell yeah. All right. We bring back the snare. I like the pitch bending on the beeping, dude. That's fun. Off the ramp, we bring a sample. We bring back the old bass and drums with the added beeps from the drop. How are you gonna end this? By the way, this is called recapitulation. We're doing what we were doing earlier today. We're just doing a recapitulation, probably as an outro. Let's see how it ends. We bring those chords. There we go. We bring back the snare bass with the beeps. How are you gonna end it? Because you're having build up. Are you gonna see that sort of loops? Nope. There you go. You have one last run. We let the drums echo out on the downbeat, and there you go. There you go. That was solid enough. I do see where this dragged a little bit in the second time. The second time around, it did add a little bit. So, yeah, but still like diminishing returns. I still liked it. We ended up just having the same dropping of the beat twice, which doing it twice in a row is not the most conducive thing. Usually, for reference, you might want to do something different because we have something called form, right? Form in music is your structure. And yes, Cecilia, I'll do it after the video because I'm out of my first bottle. So, form and structure, since this was an instrumental piece, you're going to want to have your sections, right? So we had section A, which was the rhythmic motif with the bass. Then we had section B. And usually for form, the forms that work the most are going to be ABA or AABA or AB, AC, AD, that kind of thing. However, in this case, what we did end up having was ABBA. It's a wonderful band. However, it is a risky form to use for your structure. Why? Because B is going to be contrasting, and you already have that contrast twice. In this case, the build-up ended up being the same because the way that A drops to B ended up being the same that way that B drops to B. Wasn't like A, B, A prime, B prime, A. In this case, yeah, I would say no, it wasn't more A, B. It was more like A, B, A prime. No, we had A, B, A prime, yes, because we had the repetition. I have horrible memory. So we did have Ace, A, B, Ace, A, C, because we did have the melody in C, because we had a brief moment. Prime just means a variation. Then we have, because I think after C is that we had the build-up, same build-up as A to B, and we went back to B. And usually this is a risk. Yeah, the point I'm trying to make here, because I think I got the form wrong over here, but the point being is that we didn't return to A before going back to B. And we used the same drop twice. So I think we went A, B, A, C, B, C, B, and then A. Something like that. And not quite as work. In this case, I think a rondo would have been better. So B being the main drop. So in this case, if you wanted to do something that flowed a little bit more, bringing back A prime or doing an A double prime, then bringing back B and then bringing back A prime for a palindromic rondo. So Salonier, how many times do I have to tell you? I am not young enough to be an unk. So, yeah, we had something like this. If you had something like this, it would have a higher impact. It doesn't make this track bad, because I still liked it. You just have the phenomenon of diminishing returns. Either way, there you go. That was Third Avenue Extended Mix by Sound Solar, featured in Geometry Dash, is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, which is an actual real possibility. It blows my mind that it's actually a possibility. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I do not take this for granted. If we somehow hit 10,000 on YouTube before Christmas, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, whatever y'all want, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audio book for it. We also have a member on the community who offered to do a Discord Nitro giveaway. If you have other ideas, not a top reveal, not a toe reveal, no. So, if you have other ideas or if you want to offer something else, let me know. Comments, whatever, we can figure anything out. So yes, this has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no rat behaviors like that. Instead, go share the videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two distinct concepts, by the way. Use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have a group on the Discord that does, so link down below. Go check them out. Share, bring me artists to work with. Sound Solar if you want some Mongolian throat singing or some guitars or some singing or some voice acting for your stuff. Let me know. Same goes for any other artist on YouTube that wants to collaborate. Just reach out to me on any of the platforms, really, and just let me know. We'll make it work. Yes. if you know an artist, let them know. Do not harass anyone. Do not spam anyone. Don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a member on YouTube, a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos on Saturdays when I schedule them, because I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video, the one by me. It has the instructions. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live on air, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch, both linked down below. So, if you live in Hernando, Florida, and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone, both Discord, Twitch, both linked down below. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the recordings of the gaming after shows when they happen. They get recorded on the main channel, and then they get the recordings go on the second channel. Link down below, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd. You swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah. There you go. Third Avenue extended mix. That was fun. Good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.